Hey, Tammy C. Walker here, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How are you? I am really good outside of Chicago. I'm in Chicago. I work in Chicago. Anyway, the loaded question was asked, why are there so many successful single women? That's a loaded question. It's a darn good question. And I think I have some answers, not all the answers. Before I get started, please hit like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. I think there are a lot of single women for a lot of reasons. And if you really want to get down to it, you would definitely have to do a poll. And you would have to poll or ask women ages 25 through probably 70 maybe. And the numbers would be different. I would go on a limb to say as we get older, it's harder. When you're young, you're bright and bushy tailed. You don't have children typically, a lot of times. Sometimes you don't have a lot of bills. Hopefully, this is speculation. You don't have all of the past relationships because you haven't been in many. But you do have the trauma. That's regardless of 25 or 55. But it's simpler. You're, like I said, bright eye and bushy tail, and you have these dreams of love and and being happy and marriage and kids. As you get older, some of us, we tend to become jaded. We've had experiences, we have children now, and life has taught us a few lessons. And if you are anything like me, once life get through kicking you in the butt and people get through using and abusing you and wanting you to do everything their way, you get a little bit protective. You hold your heart just a little bit closer to yourself, and you're looking with one eye open, and you're thinking, what are they on? So as a successful woman who is on the brink of starting her own practice, who has went and got her education, her master's degree, I'm in that number of successful women. I don't talk about my degree. A lot of people don't even know I have a master's degree because I never was that type that really thought, a whole lot about education. I think it's beautiful. I think when somebody goes further in their education to learn a certain subject or to master something, I think it's exceptional. Personally, I always loved school more than working, but I don't go around bragging about my accolades. I don't have to do that. I think being a humble woman and being proud is a very admirable trait. Same for a man. Now, Mr. Gaskin was saying, what's his name with an S? I think it's Gaskins. He was saying some women, if they have a master's degree, they want their man to have the same education. I'm not like that. You can have a high school diploma, you can have a bachelor's, you can have a master's, you can have a doctorate. I don't care about that. For me, and I know now, since I'm more matured, I know I'm really drawn in by the mind. If we can talk and just really get down to the nitty gritty, talk about philosophy, talk about stoicism, if we could talk about the NBA playoffs, who's going to win? You think the Pacers or Boston's going to win that series? If we could talk about the weather, I'm like Jill Scott, let's take a long walk. That type of person. Let's take a long walk. Let's go play a round of tennis. Let's go shoot some pool. Let's do some axe throwing. Let's go to Top Golf. I like that. Those are the type of guys I like. But the one I like the most, I got some bad news. I'm sick. Will you be at my hospital bed? I'm stuck. I'm on the freeway. My tire blew out. The AAA said they'll be here in 3 hours. Can you come get me? Can you figure something out for me? Now, you think you want to talk about being attractive? For me, that's the type of guy I like. As far as looks, you could be okay. Looks are subjective. Somebody might see, someone I date and say, he good looking. Somebody might be like, he funny looking. But I want someone that's well groomed, that's self-aware. Now that's important. Read the room. And I do not like the class clown or the goof troop or the one that everybody wants, the player or the genuine type of looking guy back in his day. I don't like that guy that's pushing you out the mirror. You trying to see how you look. He done push you over because he need to get up in that mirror. So, video, whatever. It's a lot that goes into being single, and it's a lot of variables why women are single. You really have to start doing polls and studies. Some single women, they're successful. They have taken out their time to get a house built from the ground, got a townhome, condo, luxury apartment, to push one of the nicest cars. They very focused on their material stuff, and in an unhealthy way. Some is healthy. They have built this life, so they want someone that can fit in to their life. I get that. I kind of understand that. Some are more credit score oriented. If they took their time and build up their credit, they want a guy like that. I'm not like that. I need you to have your own place, have your own car, pay your bills, have some money for yourself, make money, and care about others. Okay, I'm not gonna go through a fine tooth comb with your expenses, your credit score. It's gonna all come out in the wash. You, I trust and believe. How I like to start. I don't do all that shit up front. Excuse my mouth. I just don't. I start with conversations. We go on a date, and we go on another date, and we hang out with each other. We get to know each other. All that stuff you're gonna find that out. Now, but you do how you want to do. That's what I'm saying. People are single because they have different ways of doing things. Some people, as soon as they go on a date and they think it's a match, they start getting into their personal business, the other person's personal business. Don't ask me my credit score and all that stuff on date 1 or 2, because it's going to be the last date, because I think that's just too much, too soon. I'm not into that. But some people are, and I think it's optional. That's what I'm really leaning on. Now, here's where you got to take responsibility. If you've been single for 2 and 7, 8 years, and you really, 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 really want a partner, and you meet somebody, you want somebody 6'2", and he 5'11" or 6 feet, and you're like, nah, I ain't gonna date him. You want somebody with no kids, and his daughter's 24. I mean, you gotta have wiggle room. When you get too picky, keep it real with yourself. You don't want to date. You really don't want to date, because you sizing up every guy, and you basically knocking him down. And it's like, no, we can't be like that. We may have a salary of $200,000, $150,000. We may have a big house and a car, but you got some baggage that's in a suitcase behind you. You got some stuff in that suitcase that's gonna fly out. You open that closet, some skeletons gonna fly out. None of us are perfect. Even the perfect ones, they're not. They are not. There are some most beautiful people, and they are so insecure. And people say, but they're so cute. I don't know why they act like that. Why is their self-esteem low? Because they don't know that they are the bomb.com. You got to know that you are the bomb. But being the bomb doesn't mean go blow up somebody else's spot or make them feel lower than you because you have achieved what you have. Yeah, like I said, I do have a master's degree. I don't go around telling guys, and I don't thumb my nose down at someone who doesn't. Because there are so many people with a high school diploma that make way more than me and doing way better than me, financially, way better. So you don't want to be arrogant. I think a little bit of humility goes a long way. But only you know why you're single if you're successful. For me, I got to put myself out there more. Some days, it don't even cross my mind. I don't even care. And then some days, it hits. Like, you know what? Now, God, you gonna have to do better than this guy. Nothing, no disrespect. But I'm like some days like, man, this has been a minute. I've been married before and I've been divorced, and it's been a while, and I never thought I would be in this predicament. But here am I. And you just got to trust in the Lord. You got to trust in God. But you do have to take responsibility too. If it's too long, maybe you're being too picky. And I'm not saying dumb yourself down. Don't you ever. But give people grace where you can, and give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't give out money. Don't give out your house keys and let people move in, and don't move too fast. Pay attention, stay woke, keep your head on a swivel, and keep your heart close to you until it feels safe. And I think that's some of the error that people make. But don't approach it with a negative spirit, because that's a bad start. You want to be open and happy and free, with dating, but also be smart and protective at the same time, if that makes sense. I think single women, successful ones, are single because they're darn busy. They're at the boardroom. They're running their business. And if you anything like me, is highly addictive, and you become a workaholic and you don't even have a social life, and it's not good. So we got to have that balance, but you got to take the wall down and stop thinking the worst of men. Some single successful women, some successful women are single because they really went hard in the paint for a guy. The guy was incarcerated and got out, and when he got himself together, he dumped the lady. The guy was a nerd growing up, and then he became Denzel Washington and started feeling himself and became a dog and dumped the lady. You know, these are some of the reasons why some successful women are single, because they tried and it really hurt them. And so they turned their life around and now they're single and very scared to start over. There's a lot of reasons why they're single. But you should, if you are similar to me, want that guy that'll be there through thick and thin. Everybody's coming to the wedding, everybody's coming to the party, everybody's coming on the cruise, everybody's doing a date. But who's going to be there when you're sick? Who's going to be there when your mom or dad passes? My ex was a pallbearer for my mom. My ex was at her bedside. He said, Tammy, I ate her food. I sat with her. It would be me, my ex guy, and my mom eating dinner. He said, I'm going to be at her bedside. I'm going to be there for her. And he was. And that's what I like. That's the type of guy I like. You want to talk about why somebody's single? I like that type of guy. And you're hard pressed to find a lady like that, a friend, let alone a man. So look for somebody with integrity, ladies. Look for someone that's kind and loving and humble. The money and stuff, they're going to have that. You don't even have to worry about that. There's some good men out here with money and degrees and non-degrees and keep themselves up. We just haven't met them yet. Your path is going to cross, but you got to be open and keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open at all times. Maybe it's something a little different than what you was expecting. Maybe you don't like light skin. You might have to go a little lighter. Maybe you don't like this. Maybe you don't like that. He may have a little bit of fat around him, just a little, but he can walk that 30 minutes with me, and that's okay. You got to be open. I could be like you too sometimes, but that's why I'm over here by myself in this classroom. So I have to take accountability. Tammy C. Walker signing off. Bye, you all.